Alright, I don't know how useful this video is going to be to anyone, but I'm going to show how to open up and disassemble this. What's this? CyberGeek Nano A1. Okay, so we're going to be using a PH0 or JIS0 screwdriver. I don't think the one will work. Let me try that first, but yeah, no. Okay, we're going to use a PH0 or JIS0 screwdriver to remove all the 4 screws here, okay, from the bottom. Yours might have little rubber feet here, but on this one there's no rubber feet. So if there's rubber feet, make sure you remove those first. Okay, we'll remove these screws. They do go pretty deep down, so keep that in mind. The screws are pretty long, right? Keep them in order. You don't want to mix them up. I just put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So we got 4. We're going to put them in that box or square pattern or rectangle, whatever you want to call it. Okay, it's technically a rectangle because it's not a perfect square. But anyways, let's get all these screws out. Okay, and the last one. This one, the design to remove the hard drive or SSD is a little bit annoying. It's a 2.5-inch SATA one. I'll show you, but you have to kind of remove multiple pieces. Okay, so after we undo those screws, you kind of got to wiggle it. Might be easier to wiggle it this way because the ports are there. Okay, so you kind of just wiggle it and pull. Wow, why is it holding so strong? Come on, let go. Should I pull from this side first? No, kind of. It's coming up easier from this side, but you actually have to pull it up straight. There we go. Okay, if you don't pull it up straight, then the ports will kind of get stuck against the case. Okay, so first you'll see, okay, the hard drive's right there. Seems easy to replace. We're going to have to disconnect this cable first, so just grab as close as you can to the connector and then wiggle it like this to pull it out. All right, take note of which way the connector is going. You can see how you see these rainbow wires. You want that going towards the closer USB port, okay? There's also an M.2 PCIe NVMe slot right here. Wireless cards here. Obviously, the antennas are under there. You can pull them up by pulling from the tail. All right, there's a slot for RAM here. And this, you can put whatever, but this is DDR4, 3200 RAM. So I believe this slot is DDR4 RAM. You can't put any other type. It has to be DDR4, but you can put different speeds. I'm not sure what the board's capable of, but my customer brought this stuff and then that's what I'm using. Okay, anyways, to get the SSD out, you see it's right here. The problem is the screws are on the side here. I mean, if you have a screwdriver that has a 90-degree angle that way, then I guess it can be easy. But this doesn't, so we're going to have to remove these 4 screws here. Okay, so there's 4 screws holding this box in place. Okay, I'm not going to pull it all out because, I mean, once I show you how to remove this tray, you'll pretty much get the idea. Not, it's already like 5 a.m. or something. I've been working. I haven't slept at all, so I don't want to take the time to pull the whole drive off. But okay, we got those 4 screws out. Now we got to push this through. Okay, so you can see this comes out through here. Also, there's a clip here, so if for some reason you can't get this to push out, if you see where the clip is, pull this part of the metal casing outwards, and then you can more easily push it out. Okay, so there you go. This can only go in one direction. So if you see where the little notch is for the clip in here, there's one on the other side as well, but if you turn it around, this piece will hit this protruding portion. Okay, so it only can go one way. All right, if you want to get the SSD or hard drive out, there's 4 screws here, so 2 on each side, and then you can pull this off like any other SATA connector. You can't pull it off without taking it out because this stupid thing is in the way. So yeah, you have to take the drive out of this piece before you can pull this connector off. Okay, so now that you know that, I'm going to put this back together. Okay, so line this back up. Again, this, you want to line up these notches. So what you do, the easier way is you flip it over, but be careful you don't damage this cable. Okay, and you have to put this cable in before you put the drive and screw it down. Okay. There's also a foam underneath, so when you put these screws in, you do have to pinch the pieces together and then you can tighten the screw, otherwise the screw mount will be too high. Okay, so get that in. You'll see that it's usually hard to get both clips at the same time, so again, this you can bend a little bit, so pull this out. I like to use my thumb to push on this while I'm pulling here, and then that will help push the clip to go past. All right, and there you go. Easy peasy, somewhat. Okay. Anyways, not really much else for me to show you here. All these things are mounted, soldered in place. So yeah. Okay. Again, we're going to put this back together. So you want the rainbow, I'm going to turn it this way. You want the rainbow portion of the wire facing this closer USB. Again, just line it up. Okay, and then make sure it pushes all the way in. That's it. Then you just get this. Make sure all these ports and everything line up. Oops, I'm not turning it the right way. Okay, make sure all the ports line up and slowly drop it. Also, make sure this power button isn't sticking out because it's going to hit the actual power button that's inside. So if you have an issue with it staying out, you can rotate it this way and then just line everything up. And then you gotta carefully get this whole thing of everything into place. Again, it's going to be difficult because the ports stick out. Again, you can kind of use the trick to kind of try and pull the casing out, but it's more difficult now because you have all these ports going into it. Okay, and it has to go straight down. So if you see right now it's crooked, so I'm not going to be able to push it down. So you have to make this go straight. Okay, just like that. Make sure everything lines up before you try and force it down. And there we go. Okay, you want to make sure because you don't want to break that power button off trying to screw. Oh, okay. We gotta do it one more time. I gotta take this back out. I forgot to put these screws back in. As you can see, I don't have to disconnect the hard drive SSD cable to get this back in. But if you do what I'm doing, be very careful that you don't knock the thing over and then break that cable. Because if you break that cable, you're not gonna be able to use your, I don't know what you call this device, mini computer thingy, desktop computer. Yeah, you don't want to end up breaking that. Okay, so if you do break it and you can't get a replacement cable, at least there's the M.2 slot, so you can use an M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD. All right, at least I think that's what it's for. The customer brought me these pieces of hardware, so that's what I'm using. I know somebody's probably going to be like, why didn't you put an M.2 SSD in there? It's faster, and I don't know, whatever. Okay, that's what the customer brought me. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and put this back. Okay, and there we go. All right, now we just got to get the 4 bottom case screws back in, and we're pretty much good to go. And hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, again, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Right? If you can't help out that way, again, I also have another channel. Well, I guess if you can't help out that way, I don't know how you would help out with the other one of subscribing. But I do have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. If you can subscribe to that channel, I'd really appreciate it. That one, again, is the same profile picture, but zoomed in closer. All right, and yeah, sorry, but I think it's like almost 6 a.m. now, and actually it might even be past, I don't know. But yeah, I didn't get any sleep, so my brain's not working quite 100%. All right, anyways, we got all the screws back in, and that's pretty much it. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.